Welcome to the first episode of Singles and Married. My name is Wale Agbola. Today I want to discuss a very important topic and a question in the heart of many single today. The topic is, how do I know who to marry? How do I know who to marry? I know a lot of people have this question in their mind because the world is such a place that we want things done automatically. So we want to actually know, we don't want to make mistakes, and at the same time, if it can be done for us or done automatically, we will appreciate it. I have some things here to tell you, and I'm sure you like to listen. If you are a single guy or a single lady, or even if you are married, knowledge is not too much. You can even use the information you get today to correct some things in your marriage. How do I know who to marry? This is the last thing to know after many no's. This is the last thing to know. I want to tell you, knowing who to marry is the last thing to know after many no's. That means there are many things you need to know before you know who to marry. The first thing you need to know is to know who you are, is to know yourself. Is to know yourself. In knowing yourself, you need to know your temperament. Are you a sanguine? Are you a melancholy? Are you a choleric or a phlegmatic? You need to know your temperament. To know who to marry, the first thing to know is to know who you are, to know yourself. And I said earlier that knowing who to marry, answering that question is the last know that you need to know. But the first thing is to know who you are, to know your temperament. You need to know your strengths. You need to know your weaknesses. You need to know your likes and dislikes. You need to know your gifts and talents. You need to know your vision and dreams. You need to know your purpose and assignment. The first thing you need to know is know who you are. And in knowing who you are, before you know who you to marry, you need to know your temperaments. You need to know your strengths and weaknesses. You need to know your likes and dislikes. You need to know your gifts and talents. You need to know your vision and dreams. You need to know your purpose and your assignments. Very important before you know who you marry. It's not as if you can't know who you marry before knowing all these things, but in most cases it's trial and error. It might be games, and that's going to be a game of luck. And secondly, the second thing you need to know before you know who to marry is you need to understand the place of people or others in all you know about yourself. Number two, you need to understand the place of people and other people in what you know about yourself. That means you need to understand the place of other people in your temperament. How do you cope with others? What's the place of others in your temperament? What is the place of others in your strength and your weaknesses? What is the place of other people in your likes and your dislikes? What is the place of other people in your gifts and your talents? What is the place of other people in your vision and your dreams? And what is the place of other people in your purpose and your assignment? Don't forget, the most important thing there is the place. The place. The first thing is knowing who you are. The second thing, knowing the place of people, so that you can know how to place people in your life. Please don't forget the place. Very important. The place of other people in your life. In knowing who to marry is very easy when you have actually know some things about yourself, and you know the place of people in your vision and in yourself or in your life. I'll be back after this break.
Achieve success with Wale Agbola Watch the episodes on personal success, relationship success, career success and enterprise profit, leadership success on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook and YouTube, as he addresses critical issues affecting every aspect of human, social and spiritual development.
Welcome back to Singles and Married. This is a relationship success program. My name is Wale Agbola. Before I went on break, I was teaching you how to know who you marry, and I said there are many no's you need to know before you know who to marry. And the first thing you need to know is you need to know yourself. You need to know who you are. You need to know a lot of things about yourself. And I said you need to know your temperament. You need to know your strengths and weaknesses. You need to know your likes and dislikes. You need to know your gifts and talents. You need to know your vision and dreams. You need to know your purpose and your assignment. And the second thing, which is number 2, I said you need to know is you need to know the place of people in what you have known about yourself. The place of people where you have to position people, other people. I'm not talking about a lady now. I'm not talking about a guy now. I'm talking about other people. You must first understand the place of other people in what you have known about yourself. And the third thing now I want to know is you need to ascertain the role of people in what you have known about yourself. Now, number 2, the second one was the place of people in what you have known about yourself. Number 3, which is the third one, is the role of people in what you have known about yourself, which is identifying the role of women and wife in your life, or identifying the role of men or husband in your life or other people. So you need to understand that role. When you have defined the role, when you understand the role, that is before you need to understand that before you know who exactly to marry. Don't forget, you have known yourself, you have known your temperament, you have known your weaknesses and strengths. You know your weaknesses and strengths are not what you can just know that way at once. You know them at go, but at least you have an idea of what they have because you actually feel them. Then you know your talents and gifts. In discovering your talents, you may have to display some of your potentials. So you may not know everything at once, but at least the little you know will be able to guide you in your decision. Then you know your purpose and your assignment. You know your timing. You know the nature of your job, your career, vision or assignment. So after knowing all this, you will now ascertain the place. Then you know the role. Which role are people going to play in this in my life? If you are a lady, you must know the role a man or a husband will play in what you have known about yourself. And if you are a guy, you have to understand the role of a woman or a wife in what you have known about yourself. Then lastly, which is number 4, you, after knowing the role of women or a wife or a husband or men in your life, now you can now think of who will be appropriate for roles including wife or husband. That's when you have to understand the role and the place. That's when you now think of who. Now at this point, you're not talking about what they have to do. You're not thinking about the personality. You now think about okay, who can I maybe in my relationships, among my friends, people that I've met or people that will meet, what kind of person? This will guide you into knowing exactly who to marry. So when you know who, by that time you'll be able to know who exactly. You might not have met the person, or you might not have been able to identify the person in your life or say this is who and who, but at least you know the kind of person that can fit into the role, into the place of what you have discovered about yourself. So that means if you have not discovered who you are, you may not discover who to marry. If you are not sure of yourself, you are not sure who to marry. If you have not known your temperament, you may not be able to guess right or pick right who to marry. For example, if you are a choleric and You understand the traits of choleric. You understand their strengths and weaknesses, what is predominant, and in cholerics, you'll be able to understand and know who. It's very difficult for someone that's a choleric to marry another choleric. It takes the grace of God for that relationship to work. It will work, but it takes a lot of conscious effort in making it work. So, but to make this easy, when you understand all the roles, maybe you are hearing this temperament for the first time, you can go and read about it. I can recommend the book of Tilai, Why You Act the Way You Do, or I Love You, Why We're So Different. You can read more about this temperament so that it can help you and guide you in knowing who to marry. If you don't ascertain all this, your trial and error will be much. If you don't ascertain all this, before you pick who to marry, your trial and errors will be much. And many have even used marriage or marriages and homes for rehearsal for the future that ended in the present. Many people, they have used it's when they got into their marriage, that's when they now start discovering who they are. And when you now discover yourself, when you have gotten married, will you tell your wife to go? That's when you discover that there are some things you can't cope with, you can't agree with. Now at that time, you must just make it work. What it means is that when you discover yourself in marriage, and that's when you discover some things about yourself. Now, thank God you have discovered. The next thing is you have to sit down and make it work. It might not work automatically the way it's supposed to work. That means it has to become a conscious effort. And many people, that the only focus, the only assignment, the only vision they have is getting married. After getting married is giving birth to children. And from my experience and counseling, and people that have asked me questions, I've come in contact with, even in my personal experience in life, I discover when marriage is the most important, when it's your vision, when the marriage is your vision, the day you got married, after your wedding, that's all. You have achieved what you want to achieve. The next thing you'll be thinking about is procreation. You're giving birth to children. And God help you give birth to 4 children, 5 children, and you say, I'm not giving birth again. Now you get to a point in your marriage, you and your husband will sit down and ask, what next? You begin to question what's the essence of this marriage. Okay, what else are we pursuing? At that time you are asking, when there's no pursuit again in marriage, you discover that you begin to pursue yourself. And when you are pursuing yourselves, you may not be pursuing yourself the way you pursue marriage and children. You may pursue yourself with cutlass and gun, and you begin to see your weaknesses and begin to see reason why you should have married the other person in the first place. Is because the only vision you have before you get to marry is marriage and procreation. Or okay, let's build houses. Now when you are still building houses, or you have not built houses, you still have reasons to continue. Okay, when you build the first house or the second house, even the first house, okay, you want to buy car. When you buy cars, when your vision is exhausted in marriage, and you get to a point of asking what next, and you don't know what next, your partner will be the next thing. You can bet it with me. Your partner will be the next thing. So I've just said these few words to guide you as singles looking for who to marry. I have these questions. A lot of these people are asking this kind of question. How do I know exactly who to marry so that I won't because I don't want to make mistakes? Yes, you are making mistakes, or you make mistakes who to marry because you don't even know who you are. Many discover themselves during marriage, and at that time you just have to patch it. But until I come your way the next time, I remain Wale Agbola. I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Wale Agbola 24, to watch episodes of Singles and Married. Bye for now.